All right. This should hopefully record it properly. Definitely weird why you can't unmute yourself. I was gonna see if I can unmute you, but looks like it's not doing that. All right. So let me actually open up Thinkorswim. So my first trade, let me bring up YM. Let's go to 5 minutes, 15 minute, 30 minute, and the 1 hour. All right, so pretty chill day today. I took one loss. It was definitely another silly mistake, and I'm glad Brown isn't here to give me shit for it because I've done this before. Gonna have to add it to one of my rules. So first trade today was this two up on Tesla's 4 hour. So we opened up right over here, came down a bit. They bought it back up and hit two targets, and then they rejected off this BF and came back down. It's pretty much all I did today, options wise. And then um, futures wise, my brain turned off there for a second. So futures wise, I took the 15-minute orb to the downside, the buy stop version, not the limit order, which is a little more riskier. But I did a mistake where there's a BF right here, right? So as we know, when we're taking shorts or longs at near BF levels, it's extremely risky and the trade is probably going to fail. So pretty much as soon as it broke this low on this three, came back down, tapped that BF and reversed back up and stopped me out. As soon as it stopped me out on the 5 minute, I saw it was forming kind of like a hammer off this level. So as soon as I got stopped out and this candle closed, I immediately went long and I took it back up. So that helped me in getting some of that loss back, which was nice. The second trade that I took again was on the 5 minute. We have a kid in play setup here. Not my preferred version because I would want this candle here to be a little more um, solid. Same thing here as this one. So I took this short and I caught, I think with the runners, I think like 30 points on that one. And then the runner got stopped out when it came back up. So got a few points off of that one, about 30 points. And then my runner got stopped out at 5 points in profit. So that was the second trade that I took. The third one that I want to take is this potential W right here that I was talking to you guys about in the chat. This one I did not let play out fully. So once this candle closed like this, I immediately brought my stop loss up to entry once this candle went up a little bit, because for the W's, every time we see one, we should never ever see a candle with selling pressure. We should always see strong candles heading higher, closing higher above. So as soon as I saw this candle close like that, I immediately moved my stop from down here to entry. And then this candle came down and stopped me out near entry. And then I left with that one. Let's see, what else did I take? I think that's pretty much all I took until the afternoon. I took this kid and play setup on the 1 hour with extended data on. Again, I'm gonna start calling the ones that are not our preferred versions, dirty versions. It's like, 30W with a lower low, things like that. The This specific hidden play version is not my preferred one or the higher probability one because this wick is a little long on the green candle and this wick on the bottom of the setup candle is a little longer than I would like. all it really has is the flat bodies on the top, and this wick is longer than this one. So I took this short to the downside, hit two targets. When it kept on flushing, my auto trail got me out at 50 points, which was pretty nice. So that one was a good one. And that's pretty much where I stopped trading for the day. I left it at that since I don't trade the afternoon. Isaias, this is a daily BF. Yeah, it's a daily broader information. I drew it on September 19th to September 25th on the daily time frame. Yeah, with the W's, you can always adjust it. If the stop loss is a little tighter than you would normally like, you can always put it under like where it would complete the H pattern if it's within your risk tolerance. You can definitely put it down here. Usually I just have my stop loss here because this is like 50, 60 points stop loss, usually. I haven't seen a W like this one with a tight stop loss like this in a long time. So in this case, it probably would have been better for us to put our stop loss down here to give a little more room because it's still within, the 50, 55 points that I would be okay with. And then, we got that big spike and hit the first target over here later on. That would have been what, 60 points, 63 points, something like that. But, it is what it is. Can't win them all. On the bright side, though, as a quick little lesson, don't worry about of what you should have done because you're just saying that because it ended up spiking up and hitting target. But if the H completed and it got obliterated, you would have been happy that you had the stop loss where you did. So try not to get caught up in what you should have done when you're looking at it in hindsight. That's dangerous. Let's see, MNQ on the 1 hour. Was it extended hours or regular hours for the 1 hour? Regular hours. Let me switch to that. All right, let's see. This is a short. Let's see. 2229. It had to have been on a different time frame because the time frame that you're giving me for a short, I don't see it at all. Because if you took it off the 1 hour, you got it on the 5 minute. So what time did you get in? Oh, the 1 hour was red. Got you. All right, I misread that. Slippage got you in. Had a better fill. Interesting. So it had to have been around 12:30, around lunchtime. So pretty much around here, I'd imagine that you would have gotten in around 1 p.m. Eastern. And the first target, 79, pretty much over here. So just to make sure I'm following correctly, you took a short on the 5 minute, but you had your target on off the 1 hour. Gotcha. All right, that makes more sense. Generally, I never use a higher level target. Gotcha. So basically, you got in late for the 1 hour short, so you just use the 5 minute to get you in. Gotcha. All right, that makes more sense then. Cool. Yeah, pretty solid trade. It did hit the first target strat wise in the 1 hour, and then it looks like it was just forming. It formed a TTO on the 1 hour. Broke that level. Could have had this as your stop loss. Actually, that stop loss is super wide. Probably not that one. Maybe 50% of the candle. That long would have been nice too. And even the 1 hour with extended hours gave a hammer. Would have gotten it a little earlier than the regular ones, like by 3 points. Not bad. Interesting stuff. Yeah, pretty chill day for the most part. I'm kind of tired of this. YM, as we can see, has just been like kind of trading in between this weekly BF and then this daily BF back and forth. So we'll see if we continue higher tomorrow to get back up to 40 to 700. And we have FOMC minutes is tomorrow, but nothing really happens too much because we already got FOMC data last month. The minutes is just, you know, um, what they already talked about. We have CPI data this week though, so that should definitely be a market mover. Yeah, ES and MNQ were fantastic today. Yeah, TTO there. Technically one there, not the one that I would prefer, but still good. You got a Momo hammer right here. I don't really like the Momo hammers that trigger a two down, but nonetheless, this is still a good one. You can still take those. I just prefer one like this over here, where we get the candle, inside bar, or a slight two up hammer, and then take the continuation up, stop loss under the hammer. Just that was a nice one. I was looking at ES, somebody mentioned ES was really clean. Yeah, pretty much the same chart as NQ, a little different. So you have this TTL that I wouldn't have gotten in. I would have gotten in on this one, stop loss under this little hammer, targeted the highs and take profit every 4 or 5 points in my favor. So what, 7, almost 20 points. I'm hoping tomorrow YM gives us a day like this because I have been patiently waiting. Yeah, it's really just been bouncing between these BFs. We'll definitely see what tomorrow brings. Anything else you got for me? Definitely a frustrating day. As always, this in days like today, that's why we always want to just take our best setups, well, pretty much forever, take our best setups and not really force anything. Because even today, being transparent, I took this kid and play setup because, I want to take another trade, even though I should have just stopped in the beginning of the day and not come back for lunch to look for a W. But nonetheless, we're human, do what we can. Just gotta follow the setups. I know this W definitely annoyed you because I would have been annoyed too. Stops you out by what? Like 10 points? Yeah, literally by like 10 points, it stops you out and then gets freaking shot back up. But as always, it's hindsight 2020. Yeah, when the frustration comes, I always bring it back to like what I was saying earlier. You're just upset because you're looking at it in hindsight. Because if it got killed down, you wouldn't be happy, you wouldn't be upset at all. You would actually be happy. So we have to be mindful and attentive to why we're getting upset. In this case, you follow your rules and you follow the trade plan. Because I'm sure if you knew it would have pulled back, you would have put your stop loss there, which you didn't know, right? So I always bring it back to, I have the moments with myself and like, all right, why am I getting upset? And it's like, well, I'm upset because this thing shot to my target after I got stopped out. But it's like, all right, well, did you follow your rules? Yep. Did you get out when you said you would? Yep. So there's no problem. It is what it is. You were just on the wrong side of probability. Can't control that. You always got to bring it back to what's actually happening, not on what you saw after the fact. Because in that case, I could have just been like, man, if only I held this long that I had all the way back here a month ago, I would have been up 3,000 points. But we didn't know it would shoot up 3,000 points from when we got in, right? Same thing when we're day trading. Everything that happens after the fact, if we get upset for something that happened after the fact, it's always hindsight. So we always got to bring it back and live in reality where we didn't know that it would spike up in literally 10 seconds on a 100-point move. I wish I would have known that. Would have been nice, but you know, and not getting married to a single loss or trade. Ultimately, as always, it is what it is. I'm not going to let one trade mess me up and lose weeks or months of progress. There will always be more trades. We just got to wait. And yeah, you did great. Talk yourself down and just look for other opportunities. That's literally all we can do. Anything else is out of our control.